If your TV sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B on Real America's Voice.
All right, it is live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday, July 2nd. Real America's Voice, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. Glad you're in, everybody. Slick Rick's here. He's going to do some sports. Slickster, how are you?
I'm doing good, Big D.
Mike Brown, huh?
Oh, boy. Good luck with that.
Mike Brown.
Oh, man. It's
You don't think that's a good pick?
I'm talking to Slick.
It's like picking up an old tool in a toolbox. Like,
What
really?
do you know about from Mike Brown?
Let me get.
I know he's not that good.
Let me get him into the conversation. Slick's going to have sports. Rick Delgado is going to have the news, and I guess another commentary.
Hi.
Mr. Delgado, how are you?
I liked you better last night at this time.
Now, what's the problem with Mike Brown?
I don't have a problem with Mike.
I do. I think he stinks. What has he ever done? He only has championships as an assistant.
Yeah.
He's done nothing as a
With
head
Cleveland,
coach.
right? He was with Cleveland for one there.
Yeah, Cleveland.
All right.
And then he got fired out in Sacramento real fast.
Oh,
or
got
wherever
fired
it
in
was.
like a cup of coffee. He was
And it
fired.
was his time with Golden State that they did anything, and he didn't do anything. He
No.
wasn't the coach.
No, he was backup.
How do you get rid of what's his name for this guy?
Thibodeau? I wouldn't get rid of Thibodeau. That was a terrible
That's
move.
crazy. What else is coming up in sports? Slick, anything?
No, we got a few things. NHL players are green-lighted now for the next two Olympics. That's exciting news as well. And we got rodeo coming up tonight as well. And, big Mariano Rivera's getting a beautiful, big a statue in front of Yankee Stadium. That was announced earlier today. What are they spending, like $2 million on that, Delgado?
2.5.
$2.5 million statue. Man, that's nice.
Okay, very good. So we'll get to sports with Slick. Sports is brought to you by our friend Mike Lindell. We'll get news with Mr. Delgado. Mr. Delgado, how are you?
I am well.
How was your day?
It's getting better.
Well, why wasn't it good all day?
Well, because I think I'm really just reflecting on the entire week, Damon. These guys know I was hobbling around with a toe infection, and now I'm footloose and fancy free again. Things are feeling good. I think that's part of the problem with bachelorhood. You don't really prep for it. Like, I didn't have Band-Aids, so I used electric tape. Could have led to the infection. That's what I found.
Are you kidding?
What?
Oh, my.
I mean,
What?
You know what?
If you look.
Are you coming back Monday? You better think about
I
this.
took
That's crazy.
tissue, I folded it, put the electric tape over it, wrap it around my toe, boom, voila.
Oh.
It worked the week before on my other finger, so I figured, what the hell?
My God.
okay.
But now my foot's better.
Gangrene over here. Oh, my God.
But now my foot is better, and I won't lose the toe.
Yeah. Have you tried wrapping some electrical tape around your head? See if it does anything between your ears. I could try that next. See if you get rid of the infection there. Might be a good idea. All right, 3 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Oh, here come the emails. Damon doesn't like Delgado.
Well, that's obvious.
I'm sure of it now. Oh, my God. Well, I have some bad news for you. Tonight's our last show of the week. I have lied to you. And I told you Friday was going to be, and now I know that was not true.
Not your
Well,
fault.
no,
though.
you said
Thank you.
Thursday was going to be.
It's not your fault.
It's not my fault, yes.
Right.
But tonight is our last show of the week. We will not be on Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow night, but you will be in fantastic hands tomorrow night.
A good show.
Because you will have President Trump live in Iowa. A new era of American greatness starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Wow.
And where's that again?
And he's in Iowa, and Harry on
Great
the
state
highway.
of Iowa. We love Iowa.
Harry on the
I love
highway
it.
is there. So hopefully you guys will all be able to see it. No, I'm just kidding. No, Harry's going to be there. He'll have things all locked down and going. But you'll have Brian Glenn, A-team. You'll have Ben Bergwijn, I believe, A-team, A-plus team. So,
That's
I mean,
A+.
It's going to be great coverage of the president's speech, and it will be – these are the kind of speeches that President Trump soars on, of course, talking about the greatness of the country, greatness of what he's doing, what he's done in 6 months only. So I suspect this to be an absolute barn burner of a time tomorrow, all day long. President Trump, the culmination of the whole day, will be speaking in Iowa tomorrow night, and there you see it, a new era of American greatness, and that is an absolute perfect title of what he's done, what he's trying to do. Yeah, we don't agree with, some of us don't agree with all of it, but that is an absolutely appropriate title for what he's doing. And I believe the speech will be a soaring Americana speech, as it always has been with him. whether it was the 4th of July out at in South Dakota. I'll never forget that speech. One of the great speeches ever by any president ever. And I think this one will be right up there as well. So that'll be you'll have all that tomorrow night, and then Friday, obviously, the 4th of July. And I want to start saying Independence Day instead of the 4th of July, because I read an article today that I thought was actually really good.
I like that.
In the American Thinker, and they said, "What? We don't wish people a happy December 25th.
Nope.
No, we say Merry Christmas. We don't wish them a happy January 1st. We say Happy New Year. So why is it on the 4th of July? We call it the 4th of July, and because that just brings up the ideas of barbecues and fireworks, which is fun. But let's remember the importance of the day and what it really is, and let's start calling it Independence Day. So I thought that was an interesting. It was a good article.
Do you actually wish people happy July 4th? I've never said that. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I think when people start talking about it, they say the 4th of July.
Right.
I thought you just wish people go away when you wish them anything.
Yes, that
That's
too.
what I always thought.
That too, but no, it's. I think most people don't you use the 4th of July more than you use the term Independence Day?
Oh,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah,
Well, that's
Independence
the
Day.
point.
I just think of Will Smith killing aliens.
Okay, that's fine too,
Yeah. But that's what it conjures up when I hear Independence Day. The first thing I do is movie. When I hear July 4th, I think July the 4th. I think 1776. I think all that stuff. But I guess you're right.
Well, the author Kevin Finn was the author of that piece, and his point was that he personally goes on a bit of a crusade with his family and friends when we get around this time of the year, because he said it bothers me that it's the only national holiday that's referred to by its calendar date rather than its name. We don't wish people a merry December 25th or a happy January 1st, so it's important to remember what we're celebrating, he says. Thomas Jefferson was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence, a revolutionary document that proclaimed the American colonies' separation from British rule. In a courageous act of defiance against one of the world's most powerful empires, the Continental Congress adopted this document on July 4th, 1776, referring to this date as Independence Day. It captures this pivotal moment and reminds us that our nation was founded on the principles of liberty, self-governance, and the pursuit of happiness. It reminds us of the sacrifices that were made by the Founding Fathers and countless others who risked and in some cases sacrificed their lives to establish a free, sovereign America. Referring to this holiday as merely the 4th of July reduces this most important date to a mere date on the calendar. This phase is not incorrect, but it lacks the depth, the renaissance, and the emotional impact of Independence Day. A calendar date does not evoke the weight of this historical event or the principles and ideas that continue to shape our national identity. Calling it the 4th of July conjures up images of barbecues, fireworks, and parties, which, while enjoyable, can overshadow the true purpose of the holiday. Without this historical context of Independence Day, the celebration runs the risk of becoming simply a generic holiday, disconnected from its roots in the struggle for independence and the revolutionary vision that inspires it. So that's kind of a little bit to the point of what he wrote.
I get it. I understand what he's saying, yeah.
I like Declaration Day. It's kind of cool, too.
Constitution Day, of course, September, I believe, 17th or 19th. We also kind of flies under the radar.
That really should be celebrated.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting thought there. So, what else so Delgado's going to do the news. What else has sparked your interest today in the news, Delgado?
Well, believe it or not,
any teases you have for us?
I think my big story today is going to be a very exciting anniversary that falls on today.
An anniversary of today?
Yes, for July 2nd.
We
will talk about that later. I do not want to share that right now. I'm keeping it close to the
Is it something I should know?
Of course not.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably an extraterrestrial day or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Your first day with your telescope or something you got when you were a kid?
Actually, Slick is correct.
Okay. Something with a UFO.
It's known as
I had
National
no prior
UFO Day.
knowledge.
Oh, today's National UFO Day.
Yes.
You're
No
kidding.
wonder you're in such a good mood.
I am, and I'm in a great mood.
Okay, good.
And it's also the anniversary
Why aren't you wearing silver?
of of Roswell, New Mexico, the crash in Roswell. See, now you made me tell you. July 2nd, 1947.
Oh, you blew the lid off his story.
Remind us all what happened that day.
Of course, a UFO crashed on the farm. Excuse me, just outside of Roswell.
Yes.
Of course, it's been the most famous UFO crash landing that's ever been recorded.
Okay. All right, so Delgado will have some more news, maybe some more remembrances. Let's get serious, though, on a topic that we're going to have to cover. And I said this last night. President Trump's going to make this guy the face of the 26 midterms, even though he's only running for mayor of New York. But there's now not now, it's been going on, but it's really coming to the forefront because of him. We have a big problem in this country, a really big problem. And believe it or not, I'm going to refer to our guy, Harry Enton, over at CNN to start to outline what that problem is. I brought you that poll to start the show yesterday about people's feelings about being an American and the patriotic feeling we have in this country about the country and being an American living here. It was not good, at least for the one party, the party that hates America, in my estimation. Well, this one will really hit home with you. Here's Harry Enton today on CNN.
Andrew Cuomo, during the primary, attacked Mondani as being insufficiently pro-Israel. I'm not quite sure the former governor understood how much the politics have changed around this issue among Democrats. What are we talking about here? All right, who Democrats sympathize more with, Israelis or Palestinians? In 2017, the Democratic Party was a pro-Israeli party. Look at this. They sympathized with the Israelis by 13 points, more with the Israelis than the Palestinians. But look at this sea change. Now Democrats sympathize more with the Palestinians by 43 points. Oh, my God, that is a change in the margin of 56 points over the course of just 8 years. So all of a sudden, it's the pro-Palestinian position that actually reigns supreme in Democratic politics, not the Israeli position. And that is part of the reason why Mondani was able to do so well in this primary, because those attacks over Israel, simply put, did not ring true for Democrats. They're now on the side of the Palestinians, not the Israelis.
I mean, this is a much bigger issue, specifically with Mondani, though. I mean, an outspoken critic of Israel. He's facing continued criticism, though, for not being outspoken enough against anti-Semitism, that is for sure. But on this, talk about Democrats and how broadly how this really is shifting.
Yeah, so, you see this among Democrats overall, right? But we know that Mondani's base was younger voters within the Democratic Party. And so I want to break it down
with younger Democrats.
Correct. So take a look here. Who age 18 to 49 Democrats sympathize more with, the Israelis or the Palestinians? Again, in 2017, younger Democrats sympathize more with the Israelis by 14 points. Look at this shift now. Palestinians, they sympathize more with the Palestinians by 57 points. That is an over 70-point shift in the margin in just a matter of 8 years. So the bottom line is, Mondani's base within the Democratic Party and the base of the Democratic Party of younger voters, younger Democrats, have changed tremendously on this issue in 8 years' time. I rarely ever see shifts like this, Kate, in which you see one side of the equation leading by 14 points 8 years ago, and then all of a sudden the other side of the equation leading by 57 points.
We'll discuss when we get back. Live from Studio 6B, just getting started on a Wednesday night.
In the chat.
He's a good guy I'll put you in touch with him.
You know what,
Damon? I have his card.
Oh, yeah, reach out to him. He's a great kid.
You know what's pretty cool what the White House did on their website, Damon? I don't know if you saw this. If you go to whitehouse.gov and then you click up in the left-hand corner, there's a little drop-down menu, and go to media, and they have, it's history, and then go to America 250. They have all these cool videos where they bring to life the Founding Fathers. It's really, really cool.
That is cool.
I haven't seen it.
It's really wild the way they did it.
Ben Franklin would have been a great character to meet. He was a character. That's what I would have liked to meet. I probably would have liked to meet Jefferson, I think. Wow. William Floyd got a high school out east.
That was buried.
Excuse me? No. He was barely in his 20s.
Oh.
When he died, I don't know if he was buried in his undies.
Is that your dying wish, Big
But
D?
when his father passed away, he was barely in his 20s.
Closest I can come to that is I want to be buried in a drawer, but that's about it.
It's William Floyd from Long Island, one of the signers of the Declaration.
Yeah, didn't our Lee Zeldin go to William Floyd?
I thought you said, didn't our Lee Zeldin also sign?
Yeah, no, Lee Zeldin went to he went to William Floyd,
Yeah,
I
he
believe,
did.
right?
Yep.
Ironically, our very own Lee Zeldin, head of the EPA, he went to William Floyd High School. Interesting.
Here's Thomas Jefferson. They're all about a minute and 15, and they take their the iconic photo, and it comes to life, and they voice in things about
That's cool.
what led them to sign the Declaration. It's pretty cool.
Sounds
WhiteHouse.gov/America250. If you're at home and you want to poke around and check them out, show them to your kids. These are very cool.
Apparently, Riley Gaines went at it with Keith Olbermann. I think I don't have the video on that about the UPenn.
I really hope she just tackles him one day and gives him a wedgie.
He is a
Keith Olbermann is. All right, 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Hey, Fran, reach out to Parker. I just saw that he tweeted me, and see if we can do what he wants there and get this guy on, if you can. 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night. Slick Terry's going to do sports. Delgado's going to do some news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. And, of course, you, the live from Studio 6B audience. Wherever you're watching, we always appreciate you giving us a few hours of your weekdays, 8 to 10, right here on Real America's Voice and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Them as well. Welcome in, where you can hear the Kevin Downey Jr. Show. Of course, each morning, 9 to 11 weekdays right here on 103.9. You can hear us Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. Of course, you will not hear us tomorrow and Friday. We'll be off. Tonight's our last show of the week for television and radio. We will be off Thursday and Friday, and obviously Saturday, Sunday. We'll be back Monday night, the 7th, I believe it is, of July.
Yeah.
After tonight, so we will not be on Thursday and Friday. I'm just going to keep saying that so I don't get a ton of emails asking where we are. And you'll have coverage of President Trump's speech in Iowa all day tomorrow, starting at 3 p.m. right here on Real America's Voice, going all the way through the president's speech, and I'm sure a little bit after the speech. And I expect the speech to be just a soaring, towering Americana delivery from President Trump. And these are the speeches that, I mean, you live for these kind of speeches from him when he gets to talk about the country. Most of our recent presidents went around the world apologizing for the country, not even really believing in the country. Specifically, I'm thinking of President Biden and President Obama for sure. As the leader of that club by a mile, by the way, there's no one even close to Obama as far as apologizing for the country and having really no vision that's aligned with the actual vision of the country. Did more damage than any singular president could ever do by not even close. The most dangerous person who's ever held the office, not even close. But President Trump will be the complete opposite of that, and he will give what I would think will be a soaring, towering speech about the greatness of this country and where he wants to take it in the next 3.5 years and beyond. And, of course, he's setting up to happen. And we have a lot of people who can carry on that legacy. And on the other side, you have a party, as we just ended the first segment, and I'm going to finish this clip with Harry Enton now, who basically aligns themselves not with the founding fathers of this country, but with Hamas. Because when you say the Palestinians, what you're saying is Hamas. Because the Palestinians really, in my estimation, don't exist. And history will tell you that. So this is where the Democrat Party's at. So let's just finish this clip. This was from tonight, Harry Enton on CNN, where not only the party's at, the shift in the party, but the shift in the actual young people of the party and who they relate to more. And of course, this all leads to the election of this Islamist in New York City to possibly be the mayor. So here's the rest of that Harry Enton.
Over 70-point shift in the margin in just a matter of 8 years. So the bottom line is Mondani's base within the Democratic Party and the base of the Democratic Party of younger voters, younger Democrats, have changed tremendously on this issue in 8 years' time. I rarely ever see shifts like this, Kate, in which you see one side of the equation leading by 14 points 8 years ago, and then all of a sudden the other side of the equation leading by 57 points. The bottom line is the politics around the Israelis and the Palestinians have shifted tremendously among Democrats, and they've shifted specifically tremendously among Democrats who are under the age of 50, younger Democrats who are Mondani's base, and also the base of Democratic socialists like himself, like Bernie Sanders, like AOC. They have just shifted more so than I think that anyone could possibly have imagined, say, 8 years ago.
Yeah. And what have they shifted towards? Mm-hmm. Have they shifted towards individual liberty? No, they have not. Have they shifted towards individualism? No, they have not. Have they shifted towards private property rights? No, they have not. They've shifted away from all of that. They've shifted to the absolute polar opposite of all that. They shifted at the detriment of their liberty, of your liberty, by the way, too, as well, as they shift. And this is my problem when I hear even Republicans who want to get caught up in the forever wars thing, turn that into somehow that Israel and America are no longer aligned. And the effect that that's having even on younger Republican voters coming up. That somehow the Judeo-Christian values that the country was founded on, somehow, that Israel and America are not on and have not been on and will remain on a similar path, fighting the same enemies, having the same goals and the same beliefs. And this is the result of some of that. And to me, it's dangerous talk. This is a dangerous problem that's getting worse and worse by the day. And that's why I think President Trump sees the opportunity, and I think certainly people around him see the opportunity to use this guy as the face of exactly that. Is this what you want more of? A guy who's going to come in and say, we don't care about how you've worked, what your own personal results of your own personal labor and work have been. You own a home? We don't care about that.
Yeah.
We want community homes. You don't deserve that home. You don't deserve to be able to show off the result of all of your labor and work and sweat and tears to be able to buy that home. That's your place. And we don't believe in you having your place. We believe you should be giving that up. Your private property right? No. We want group places. We want everybody to have the same. We want to take. There's no billionaires allowed. We need to take so that everybody can have this be the same. Everybody needs to start and end in the same place. We need equality, and equality of misery for all is what it ends up being.
No, that's considered equity. See, those are the two terms, Damon, that they keep flipping around, and that's where they try and get you. And again, it's playing with the language. Equity means equality. It doesn't. Just because you're equal doesn't mean you end up in the same place. They wanted, no matter where you start from, they believe there should be a cap. This is where you end up, so everybody else ends up there. That's their goal. If they can do that, they can control everybody on the bottom and make sure everybody's equally and equitably miserable by using their policies. As a matter of fact, we were talking about this last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, about what they're doing to people in the UK. It's like, do you have a summer home? Well, we're going to seize that from you because we have migrants that need homes. Anything extra you have, well, you don't really use that all year long, so you don't really deserve it. So they're going to seize it, and you watch if this stuff continues to happen. And like you said, Damon, you know what? You don't need that. You don't need a big house. things are going to get very, very scary very quickly, and hopefully that'll be, let's hope it doesn't come here, a wake up call, because a lot of these, they say, in the last 8 years, what has happened in the last 8 years? The assault from on these kids in college is what happened, right? You see it. It's all these young kids who, well, they really don't have they don't really have much skin in the game, so they don't care. It's like, free stuff, sure.
They don't care.
I'll take it.
Absolutely.
I'll get a new iPhone. I'll get a new car. I won't have to pay for it.
No child care. I'm not going to pay for that.
Exactly. That's all this is. And you'll see the difference, because you'll see the difference in the ones that work, and you'll see the ones that are perpetually just marching around demanding stuff. And it all stems from that. And of course, it's powered by the NGOs that just keep pouring money into these people and paying them to walk around and scream in your face.
All right, 26 past the hour. We will do sports and news when we get back right after this, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night. Glad you're in. We're back right after this.
Chat, Big D. Nice super chat from our friend Drag Blacker in the YouTubes. Rick, here we go.
YouTubes.
There were 3 movies about British history you must see to understand the War of Independence. Beckett from 1964, A Man from All Seasons from 1966 or 1988. What's the big difference? And Cromwell from 1970. 1776 was just a continuation of those series of events. Thank you, Drag Blacker. $50. That's it. Drag Blacker putting his money where his mouth is.
That's right.
I like that. Come on, Drag Blacker.
More skin in the game than these wusses running around screaming for communism.
Oh, of course.
Aaron.
Pizza Friday at Damon's house Friday night.
Ooh. Can you barbecue pizza?
Don't even think
he
about
doesn't
it.
Care. He doesn't listen up.
He's gonna have pit bulls in front of his house if we show up.
You make homemade pizza and then you cook it on the barbecue.
Oh yeah, that
comes out really cool.
Yeah, that is good. Comes out nice and crispy.
Yeah.
Delgado put pineapples on it.
No, I hate pineapple.
And I like pineapples, but not on
Figures.
pizza. Yeah, not on pizza. Yeah.
Because it's the only thing worth eating when you get Domino's. Chartreuse money.
Chartreuse. I love that color. You rolling that P. Diddy story?
I love the fact that you were like,
you got the P. Diddy
like screaming it in Damon's ear.
Old guy in Texas coming in with a super chat, $10. Slick, did you catch any of the Cincinnati New York game last night? What an ending in the 11th.
No, it sucked.
Yeah, come on.
Who'd they play?
They played the Yankees.
No, Yankees are playing Toronto.
No, the Mets.
Oh.
Cincinnati, season's gone. It's finished. You always hope when spring training comes out. No, but the Reds actually played Boston last night. That's who they played up in Fenway.
It's almost Independence Day, and all of America will be celebrating. But here in Real America's Voice, we want to celebrate you. Every day from June 30th through July 4th, we're giving away a handcrafted, hand-painted hardwood flag to one lucky RAV viewer. These beautiful flags come from YourAmericanFlagStore.com, where 10% of every purchase goes to Your American Flag Foundation. Scan the QR code to opt in for your chance to win and receive future RAV promotions from our hearts for your home. Use code RAV for free shipping.
30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night, July 2nd. I want to thank everybody who joined me today for, well, I didn't know really what it was going to be or how long it was going to last, but we streamed, well, we really got a kind of a civics lesson today on how dysfunctional sometimes what we do in this country can be. As fascinating as it also can be, I guess, in the same breath. Today was a lesson in how futile sometimes our time is spent in Congress, because we watched the House today try to get through not voting on the actual HR 1, but voting on all these procedural issues so that they can actually debate and then finally get to a vote on HR 1, if I'm just going to dumb it down to the lowest level. And people were confused on what we were even watching, and I can see why you were if you just kind of come in. You know, like you see these vote tallies and these numbers, and the Democrats vote as the nays are ahead of the yays, and you're thinking, what's going on here? But besides that, yeah, it's a lesson in watching paint dry, John says on Rumble. To some degree, that's accurate. But the Democrats, I mean, oh, God. The political theater of all of it, and their nonsense of trying to use these procedural motions. Point of order. They had 120, I think it was, of their members come to the microphone to give a point of order that they knew very well was not going to be obviously accepted. The way it works, the Republican has to agree to the point of order. She doesn't, first of all, she has to give half her time to the Democrats, which I don't even know why we do that. We should just say, no, you're not getting any time. Shut up. But, of course, we are very cordial. They give half their time so then they can go back and forth. And then, of course, the Democrats use their time to give every one of their members a minute to vomit some nonsense up. And then they try to pull this trick where they have them all come to the microphone and say, point of order. I'd like to make a point of order. And, of course, the chair, whoever's in the chair, has to say, okay, what's your point of order? And they all said the same thing. Like the point of order to make sure we don't cut Medicare and SNAP. They had some language. It all was written out on a sheet. They had a guy handing out to third graders when they go out to the lunch, out to lunch. Here you go, kids, say this. And so they all said the exact same thing. I think there was 100 of them.
Wow.
They came up to the microphone, wasted 2.5 hours so that the guy in the chair could say the same thing 100 times back to him. Well, they haven't given up their time for that, so your point of order can't be heard. Next. And we went through that 100 times. Now, they know it's never going to change, but they think they're speaking to somebody out there that's going, yeah, you show them. This will show them. This will make a difference. Just ponderous, man. The party is just ponderous.
The sad part,
bunch
though,
of
is
jackasses.
You know what?
Exactly.
They're aiming
their
for
logo.
That. They know that there will be some people that will be, oh, look at this. They're fighting for us. That's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to get their names in the paper because nobody knows who most of these people are.
Yeah.
So that they do this. Yeah, they do this to grandstand. I mean, who was the senator that got tackled by the what was that? Kristi Noem was talking. Padilla.
Yeah.
In California, he got tackled and he was crying. Yeah. Nobody knew who this guy was. He's only one of 100 people in the entire country with this job, and nobody knew who it was.
Right.
So these people, they do it for themselves, and they do it to let's face it, they just want to be the fly in the ointment.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the hair though was looking like she just got out of the pool, which was good. So that was intact. So, and then Al Green.
Oh,
he came up there.
Let's stay.
Al Green was he was in rare form, and of course the moron of all morons, the king moron, of course, Mad Max. She came up there.
Oh, yeah. You mean Mother Jefferson?
We had the video.
So we had all of them.
Oh.
Those were the standouts, and then Pelosi.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not joking here. Pelosi is going downhill fast.
Is she?
Oh, she looked terrible.
Really?
She looks terrible. She sounds terrible.
I
haven't
love it.
seen her lately.
She's really.
melting.
It's about exit stage right time for her.
That is great to hear. That to me is and some people might be like, oh, that's kind of mean. You should.
No, it's not mean. It's accurate. You watch the tape. It's Father Time is undefeated, and he's he's rounding third really quickly on her. He's caught up to her. You know how they do that race out in the freeze guy?
Yeah.
Where they give somebody a head start, and then the freeze catches up. Well, Father Time is the freeze, and she's out. Her lead is getting real short.
She's running in quicksand.
Oh man, she doesn't look like not exactly like Kathy Griffin yet.
No,
but she's getting there.
The
you see the pictures of Kathy Griffin out today?
No.
Oh, good.
I thought they were filming. I swear, I thought maybe they're filming a new Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, what happened to her?
I don't know what's happened to her, but oh my
It's
God.
called time.
She lost her head.
Yeah.
Holy cow. All right, let's do some sports. What the hell are we talking about here? 36 past the hour, live from Studio 6B.
Holy moly.
I told you. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell.
Man, looks like Bozo in an insane asylum.
Oh, my God. Is that a woman? What is that?
Wow. Did she have one of those cosmetic peels? Woo.
Oh
Yeah, I think they peeled the wrong thing. It's brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use if you want to shop at MyPillow. Slick, what's going on?
All right, we got to go to Wimbledon, Big D. Pretty much steady, but we had a couple upsets today in the women's arena. Sabalenka, of course, made easy work of Maria Bushkova, 7-6, 6-4, easy disposal there. But there was an upset from Italy. That would be Jasmine Paolini. She lost to Camilla Rahimova, 6-4, 6-4, and 6-4. So she won 6-4 the first set and lost the next two sets by 6-4. So that's a big upset because she's world number 4. She's out. And pretty much everybody else won today. Osaka won. The men, no upsets in the men. So that's Wimbledon. That's a wrap there. And Major League Baseball, we'll get to the scores. Phillies over the Padres 5-1, bottom 8. Bottom 7, Twins lead the Marlins 2-1. Nationals 3-2 over the Tigers, bottom 6. Top of the 5th, Blue Jays bombing the Yankees 8-1 up in Toronto. Boy, Yankees don't do too good when they go north of the border, do they? And Red Sox shutting out the Reds 3-zip. A wild one last night up in Boston there, bottom of the 6th. Bottom 5, Mets 5-0 over the Brewers. Mets might actually win a game, Big D. We'll see. Angels 2-0 over the Braves. That's bottom 4. Bottom of the 2nd, the Guardians over the Cubs 2-0 at Wrigley. No score, end of 2, Orioles and Rangers. Finals from earlier today. Tampa Rays over the Athletics 6-5. Pirates blanked the Cardinals 5-zip. Padres 6-4 over the Phillies. Tigers take care of business against the Nationals, 11-2. Brewers 7-2 over the Mets. That was game 1. They're in game 2 of the doubleheader. I just gave you that score. Astros taking on the Rockies 8-40, and then we have the Royals and Mariners 9-40. That'll be the nightcap there out in Seattle. Good. Excuse me. NHL players can play in 2026 Milano Cortina Olympics after deal gets finalized by hockey's governing bodies. NHL players will participate in both the 2026 Milano Cortina and 2030 French Alps Games after a 12-year Olympic absence. NHL's been out for a while. Scott Thompson of Fox News. And NHL players will be permitted to play in the 2026 Milano Cortina Olympic Games after a deal was reached Wednesday. The NHL, NHLPA, the International Ice Hockey Federation, and the International Olympic Committee confirmed NHL players will be allowed, which was negotiated initially last year. This confirmation will now allow NHL players to participate for the countries in the Olympics for the first time since 2014. Expect the ratings to go way up when you see these NHL players, and the merch will go up. It's good for the NHL. It's good exposure. The guys they get a couple of weeks break, which some guys get to heal up, so that's a benefit for some of the players.
Well, you saw what happened with the Four Nations tournament.
Oh, it was fabulous.
That was great.
That was great hockey. I don't think they're going to be playing 4-on-4. It's going to be Olympic rules here, but it was just the same. It will be fun. You know, Team Sweden, they're going to have some great players. Obviously, Canada and the USA, all likelihood would be the odds-on favorites to be in the final gold medal game. So lots of fun. Let's hope. I'm cheering for the USA, of course. Be great. What a year. It would be great to win next year in the Olympics there for the United States and win one. It's been a while since we've done that. So, and that's a wrap in sports, Big D. Back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use if you want to shop at MyPillow. Let's do some news. News is brought to you by our friends at Eternal Life Coin, eternallifecoin.com, all one word. Check it out. Rick Delgado's got it. What's going on, Delgado?
Well, I'm still dumbfounded by this picture of Kathy Griffin you had me look up.
I told you.
It's, wow. The fact that she's wearing a T-shirt that identifies her, that's how ugly this woman has gotten. It's horrendous.
Her career tanked, though, right? After all that.
Oh, my goodness. Anyhow, so let's do some of the greatest headlines in the world. Some things you may not see on other networks, you will find here. I don't know if you saw this, Damon, a big explosion in California at a fireworks warehouse. Getting ready for the 4th of July, sets off a massive blaze, and 7 people are still missing. This happened earlier today in rural Northern California. It caused a massive fire that spread to farm fields and forced evacuations around the surrounding area. We have a little video of it right here, cut number 1. Check this out.
Okay,
Emergency
you can
crews
absolutely see the on the left of your screen. This is catching
came in from
right now.
all over
So
California
just
to
wanna
help.
remind
Check this
you,
out.
You're watching the KCRA
Oh,
news.
that looks like what we do on the screen.
Yeah,
That's
that was the moment of explosion. Just insane.
Good Lord. That is terrible.
Yeah, I saw that. It was crazy.
Wow. 2 days before 4th of July, too.
Yeah.
That's great. That's kind of...
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, the helicopter crew got a little close, but they were just far enough where they weren't affected by it. Emergency crews and investigators are working with the property owner and monitoring the area using drones to find the individuals as they try and search them out, said the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. It's not immediately clear if those missing worked at the warehouse or lived nearby. People are urged to avoid the area, which of course set off a barrage of fireworks. We saw in the explosion and a huge blaze that led to other spot fires and collapsed the building near Esperado in Yolo County, about 40 miles northwest of Sacramento. Of course, the cause of the explosion is currently under investigation. But a crazy, just insane explosion at that fireworks plant in California. Who'd have thought that coming?
That was crazy.
Anyhow, Damon, we know how you love the Harry Enton, and we know how you love the polls. Well, of course, Harry's got another one for you. Harry Enton has a poll. Where is my Harry Enton poll? Here? I don't know if we have it. Do we not have it, Aaron? I don't see it.
Well, what was the poll on, Delgado, before we just sit here?
The poll was on President... Oh, cut 7. Sorry about that.
Okay.
There it is. Cut 7. It's Harry Enton's poll about Trump versus other Republican presidents of the past and popularity. And you might be surprised with the outcome. Here's cut number 7. Here's Harry Enton, cut 7.
I mean, every politician would like this number here, especially to see it go up. How about compared to other presidents who were Republicans?
Yeah, it's history making. It's history making. What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents, Republican presidents, going back over the last 35, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP, who strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, Bush 41, 46%. Bush 43, 59. You see Trump, the first term, 53. But look at this, 63%. He beats all the other Republicans on the board here. And I was looking even back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beats Ronald Reagan when it comes to the strongly approved 5 months. And, of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that assassination attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump is making history with the Republican base. He is more beloved by this.
All right, Harry, we'll get back to Harry
Just
in a
the new
second.
CNN wanted.
17th of the hour, live from Studio 6B. We're back right after this.
Wow. Really did. Big D, YouTube's. Our friend Joe in Las Vegas has dropped in.
Joe in Las Vegas.
Joe dropping a cool $99.99 in the super chat. Joe is the best. Come on. Continuing to be homebound for the last 9 years because of serious chronic illnesses. The entire LFS 6B team is the highlight of my day.
Wow.
God bless you all. Happy Independence Day, everyone. Thank you, Joe in Las Vegas. And his lovely wife as well.
Joe.
Thank you, Joe. That's the way to go.
Hey, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. That's the way to go.
You might have saw your Kenny Chesney banner there.
Yeah.
Thanks to Farmer Brook. I didn't even say anything.
Spheres.
We have a shot of that, Aaron? No, we don't, right? Oh, yeah, we do.
Oh,
Look at
sure
that.
you do.
Kenny
Come on.
Chesney, live at the Sphere. Farmer Brooks sent that in. He went to the concert.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting an invite with a ticket, but I
Yeah,
guess
well,
the banners.
Delgado and I say the same thing.
I know. So now you know how we feel there, David.
Well, what do you mean?
To get snubbed on a trip to the Sphere.
Exactly.
Who snubbed you guys?
You did.
You did.
What do you mean, me?
Yeah, we're going hungry at the airport.
Even listen,
waiting.
the tape shows the folks in the chat. They all
Everybody
say the
agrees.
Same
You lost.
thing.
Suck it up.
No,
No,
Just take the L.
You guys are
Live to fight
delusional.
another day.
You know we can we call you our fearless leader.
Literally delusional.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you, man. By the time we get there, Wayne Newton will be playing. I mean, it'll get that bad.
Wayne Newton the third will be playing.
Wayne Newton the third. Oh my gosh. Bruno Mars, Delgado's favorite artist.
Is that your favorite artist, Delgado?
No, but I do. I
likes
have been
Bruno
to his
Mars.
show. He's pretty freaking good. Have
Yeah,
you seen him? Have you seen him live?
I have not.
I did. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's good. He's a throwback. He really is. Oh, another super chat. Charity/Chris. Charity and Chris. $10. Thank you.
Thank
To
you.
be clear, you will not be on tomorrow or Friday, Big D. We miss you when you were not here.
I guarantee you I'll get 50 emails still.
They miss you when you're not here. Do you give out your cell phone to these people? I have his cell phone. Hold on. You want to get in touch with him tomorrow night?
Yeah, we got it. We'll give it to you.
I'll be in the dumpster like a sausage, a plate of sausage.
888. Actually, 1-900.
Call Harry.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Wednesday night. Last show of the week. For us tonight, we will be off Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow,
So we're not going to be here.
Is that
tomorrow.
confirmed?
that is confirmed.
Okay.
We will not be on
Tomorrow night.
Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow night and Friday. Rav will be covering the president's what's going to be fantastic speech in Iowa, the great state of Iowa. Harry on the highways there. You know, Harry was supposed to fly to Iowa.
What happened?
And transportation is so screwed up right now, I guess.
Ooh.
I don't really fly. So
Don't tell me he drove.
He drove.
Are you
Nice.
kidding? Harry on the highway. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Harry on the highway said, well, we're not getting a flight.
Wow.
No, I mean, I don't know if this is Harry math because, I mean, this was, what's today? This was
That's a
Monday.
ride.
I guess Harry figured out that he couldn't get a flight on Tuesday either.
Wow.
You know
So
what?
he decided to jump in the car and drive to Iowa.
That's not crazy. A friend of mine's been stuck in New York since Sunday.
Well, there you go.
They keep canceling flights. So it's not the crazy. I mean, it is Harry. What did he do to put himself in that position? You got to ask. But other people.
Hope Harry doesn't put Idaho in his navigation system.
Harry once drove back from Michigan through the snowstorm that grounded his plane. So just put that in perspective.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
See, there you go.
He's a warrior.
So Harry decided to drive to Iowa,
Right.
in which I believe he's there now. Drove all the way through Monday, Tuesday. I think they stayed somewhere Tuesday and then got up and finished it today. And now he's there, ready to go.
Right.
So he'll be in the car 3 times as many hours as he'll be in Iowa.
Oh,
Wow.
Because he'll be
No
there tomorrow,
thanks.
and then he has to leave again to come back to New York.
no, thank you.
Poor guy.
So Harry on the highway, being on the highway. But anyways, the point being,
Yeah,
you're
what
going to
is
have
the
great
point?
coverage with Harry and the team tomorrow starting at 3. Yeah, what is the point, Damon? Get to it. I usually don't have a point. But anyways, the point is watch Rav. That's the point. Watch Rav all day long. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hope you have a great 4th. See, there you go. Hope you have a great Independence Day and weekend. We'll be back, of course, on Monday.
Yes, we will.
All right, so maybe I overreacted on Pelosi. I'll let you guys decide. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right,
You got a picture of her?
Oh, she looks
here's
better
the
than Kathy
moment.
You
Griffin.
got a video? Yeah. You
Here's
got
the moment of the House. By the way, the House video is still live. We'll go to that here in a second. But here is Pelosi from earlier today with this stupid point of motion that they all tried to make. You tell me what you think.
You know, I mean, that gentleman's poster says it all. It's not about American families. It's about one big party for Trump. It's about swelling up his ego. I now yield 1 minute to the gentlewoman from California, Speaker Emeritus Ms. Pelosi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leader, for your...
Gentlewoman's recognized for how much?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 1 minute. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for your leadership, Mr. McGovern. The gentleman just ended by saying to vote for this big, beautiful bill. This big, beautiful bill? Well, if beauty is in the eye of the beholder, then you, GOP, you have a very blurred vision of what America is about. Is it beautiful to cut off food from seniors and children? Is it beautiful to cut off 17 million people from health care? Is it beautiful to do this, to give tax cuts to billionaires in our country? Is it beautiful to take money from education and the rest? The list goes on and on. Dr. King nearly 60 years ago said, of all the forms of inequality, injustice in health is the most shocking and the most inhuman because it often results in physical death. We come to this floor with the moral force of Dr. King's words in our heart. Let us not, with this bill, turn the American dream he talked about in a nightmare for America's seniors, the disabled, our children, our children, our children. Let us vote no on the shameful bill and throw a punch for the children.
Ah, that's violent. She's violent. She's an old, violent hag. She wants to throw a punch.
Man.
I mean, she does not look good.
She doesn't know.
She looks like she's been dipping into the punch.
And she went back. That was actually, I didn't even realize that was her little minute speech. She actually went up to do the stupid point of order thing, which she totally flubbed. That's actually the first thing I saw, and I said, "Oh my God, she does not look good at all." So I actually queued it up at the wrong spot, but you get the idea. I mean, she just looks.
She still looks way better than Kathy Griffin, though. Oh my goodness! You really got to show people that picture.
Yeah, that's awful.
See if you can find it, because it is disturbing that this she walks around like this, and she thinks it's okay. Like, I don't think I'd ever leave the house if I looked like this person. Yeah. She's horrid.
So the other big news of the day is this judge, and by the way, we talked about this the day of the Supreme Court ruling, where finally we get a little bit of a smackdown on these injunctions. What did we say? We said the next thing they're going to do to play games is address Rule 23 in these and making this classification of different classes to be able to get around the injunction. And that's exactly what you saw today. Exactly what you saw today. As this judge blocks sweeping asylum crackdown after Trump declared invasion at the southern border, U.S. District Judge Randolph Moss said Trump's proclamation declaring an invasion at the border cannot be used to justify the unilateral restrictions he sought to impose on asylum seekers. Which just, again, on its face, this is one of these things you read and you just say, yeah, ignore.
Well, you would think that now they have the latitude to ignore it without even worrying about it, because they've already ruled that these judges do not have this sweeping power that they believe they have. So they can just say, sorry, Judge, you have no standing. Kick rocks. Smell you later.
So I want to first of all, let me just tell you about Rule 23. So Rule 23 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure governs class action lawsuits in federal court. It allows one or more plaintiffs to sue on behalf of a larger group, a class, with similar claims, provided certain requirements are met. Class certification is the process by which a judge determines whether a lawsuit can proceed as a class action. Here's the breakdown of the key components. So that essentially is what this Rule 23 is. So when this broke, federal judge says Donald Trump's crackdown on asylum for those crossing the southern border exceeded his legal authority and must be halted. He grants sweeping class protection. That's what the judge actually issues in his ruling. And Daniel Horowitz says today, there's two important reasons here to think about. They're using class certification, which means this is what they will do on every other issue to get around the limitation on universal injunctions, which the Supreme Court came down. So this is a slap right in the face of the Supreme Court already. What are we, 72 hours removed from that, if that? And he reminds us, and he says, remember, the one success we had through many failures on interior enforcement of the country was keeping the borders shut down from new invaders. People forget that at this time in Trump's first term, he also maintained the deterrent and the flow stopped when he got into office in 16-17. But then in 2018 and 19, we had the worst border flow ever, of course, until Biden obviously came in and then dwarfed that for his 4 years. But going back to 18-19, the reason it opened up again was because of lawfare just like this, where they opened the border again. Now, this is the first big win that they are getting, that they could try to reopen the border. It's abundantly clear that if the goal is to obsequiously obey every illegal order and not place judicial reform in a must-pass bill, Republicans, you will not fundamentally get relief from SCOTUS and now might lose the border. Time to say no, which is, I think, what the president should do here. But the president has been very restrained. He has followed every one of these so far. We'll see if this one continues.
On the YouTubes.
In the YouTubes.
Go in Las Vegas. He's going to be the leader there.
Go in Las Vegas. I like to hurt. You don't understand.
Joe.
Go
to the YouTubes.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never read that. That's his cop out. I've never read that. All right. Whatever, old man. You got to give up 4 of those. You got to give up 4 of those mansions there, Mr. Commie. Checking out the Rumblers. Tika 65. Jalen 12. MAGA Patriot 63. Ken B 412. Marty Kin in the Rumblers chat. MAGA Patriot 63 also.
She's pushing 85, somebody said?
Bill of Rights 1776.
Wow. She's almost 85. Why don't these people retire?
Because it's about power.
I don't know. I have a woman that works for me. She's 88. Can I tell you? She loves working. She's amazing.
Right, but she's not trying to rule everybody's life.
No.
Ordinary Passenger, John D. 6307, Small Town Barbie.
Bob Carr.
Says, Small Town Barbie says Vegas got hit with some huge storms, light and power poles and trees down all over the place. Yeah, I saw some of the video on that. It's pretty crazy.
Bob Carr says in the YouTube, hello, Rick, Tour de France starts Saturday.
Tomorrow.
He says
Saturday, yes.
Well, tomorrow may well be Saturday. We're going to be off the next few days. About right.
Tajay Pakacha will probably win.
Yes. Well, doesn't he always?
He won last year.
Yeah, he's good.
This will be his 4th if he wins.
That's pretty much always. At least the last few years. That's always fun. But there's always some kind of protest or crash, right? It's part of the game. Off of the course, I guess.
Oh, the racing is awesome.
Where are they having it this year?
Get out.
Tour de France.
It's so funny. You got to stop hitting the booze. You're patient.
Yeah, not tonight. I'm actually dry.
It's Big D, Double Dizzle, and the 6B Brizzle live on Real America's Voice Vizzle, baby.
All right, Snoop, thanks. Hour 2, 9 o'clock, Real America's Voice, live from Studio 6B.
That's like hot honey pizza.
Slick's going to do some sports coming up here in a second since we skipped it in the last segment. Delgado's going to do some more news in Hour 2. I've got a couple of things I want to get to as well. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. And, of course, you, the live from Studio 6B audience, we appreciate you being in here with us 8 to 10 weekdays, Monday through Friday, Real America's Voice, and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in as well. I want to remind everybody once again, this is our last show of the week. We will be off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Back with you next Monday night for a brand new week, but we will be off tomorrow and Friday, the 4th of July, obviously. Independence Day. Tomorrow, you'll have President Trump, though, all day long getting ready for the big speech in Iowa right there, a new era of American greatness, and that is what has begun under the Trump administration 2.0. And America's 250th, of course, birthday next year. We'll have coverage wall-to-wall starting at 3 p.m. all the way through the president's speech and a little bit after. You'll have the A-team, of course, the great Brian Glenn. You'll have, I believe, Ben Berkwam. I'm sure you'll have others in studio. Mary Terrence. I'm not sure exactly who's also anchoring, but it doesn't really matter. They're all great. It'll be great coverage. Harry on the highways there with all the boys. So starting at 3 p.m. tomorrow, going all the way through the president's speech, which should be about in our time slot, between 8 and 10, I would think the president's going to speak. So you'll have that to enjoy all day Thursday, and then happy Independence Day, of course, on Friday. Then have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday after tonight. But we got an hour to go here. Lots to do in Hour 2. So we were talking about Kathy Griffin.
Oh, you found it.
So Aaron, put up this picture of Kathy Griffin. This is the Kathy Griffin we all, I guess, remember.
Right. She wasn't bad back in the day.
There's Kathy Griffin. Let's just call this
pre-Trump.
Pre-Trump derangement syndrome kicking in. Pre-TDS, we'll call this. Kathy Griffin, right. Pre-TDS.
Like 2015. Is
that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Kathy Griffin out this morning after 10 years of full-blown TDS.
Ah!
Wow. Whoa.
Oh.
Man, oh, man.
Oh.
Looks like Bozo on working out of an insane asylum.
Yeah. Looks like she was. Looked like they forgot to take the makeup off and the wig when she left the Barnum and Bailey deal.
Maybe she's celebrating UFO month.
It could be.
Oh,
but that is a real picture of Kathy Griffin out and about today.
She is
or yesterday.
Horrifying.
Wow.
Like oh my goodness. Like Carrot Top lost a testicle and there it is.
I mean,
terrible. She's horrible.
That's a little harsh.
Yikes.
That's a little strong, but yes.
I can't describe it any other way. This is
actually
this is going to haunt my dreams. I'm not going to sleep.
Nothing's too harsh for her audience would say.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, so there you go. There's Kathy.
Wow, man, she's losing her head. Oof. Terrible.
Oh,
terrible.
The other thing we got to talk about, I didn't really prep to talk about it, but this H-1B visa scam that's going on. Do you see this?
No.
Microsoft. Supposedly, Microsoft laid off, I want to say 9,000 workers, I think mostly American citizen workers in the States. And they've applied for something like 7,000 new H-1B visas from India. And this is one of those things that I believe Donald Trump could put an end to very quickly if he wanted to, like almost immediately. And you have to start wondering why we're not. And this goes to if you're looking at an all-encompassing immigration issue, which of course I know they're waiting on this bill is going to fund a lot of this border stuff. But the H-1B visa thing, I don't think the president needs funding on or anybody to tell him what to do. I think he can handle it himself, and I wonder why he's not. Because that seems awfully weird, right? If you request 6,327 H-1B visas, mostly from India, and you've just laid off 9,000 stateside workers, you have to ask yourself, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Now, maybe there's something I'm missing about this story, but those are just the rough numbers I heard today.
It's a little double switch, it looks like.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's got to be part of the overall immigration strategy, and we've talked about it, whether it's illegal or legal, by the way. It needs to all either be stopped or certainly looked at in the guise of how many people we're bringing into this country. And how much, when is enough? Especially when you look at what China's doing. China is absolutely at war with us on many fronts. You look at what President Trump did today with cutting this deal. I don't know if you have this in your news, Delgado, about with Vietnam. But you have to figure China factors into that big time. And I would bet they're not that happy about it. And I would bet President Trump knew that China was probably running some things through there. And that's probably a part of the equation here. And, of course, the H-1B visa in the college, go back to how we opened the show. People siding with Hamas more than they are Israel. That's a reflection of many things. One of them, to some degree, is what's going on in the college campuses.
Mm-hmm.
Over all of these years, the left taking over all of these institutions, the institution of higher learning, Hollywood, a lot of these things. And this is the result of all of those years.
And you know what's crazy when you think about the college campuses, and this is just a guess, and some of it comes from the movie Animal House, if you're familiar. But these professors who are they're so cool and down with it, and the kids love what they talk about because man, they're cool and they get down with it. I would say there's probably a fair amount of drug use also probably tied into this. You remember Donald Sutherland played the professor in Animal House and got the kids high. And, that's how you influence them because all of a sudden they're like, hey, I'm down with the professor, man. I want to be where he's at. I want to be where she's at, what they're talking about, because that's the cool thing. Oh, the professor is this and the professor is that. Oh, he's changing my life. You hear about this stuff from these kids and you're like, what's going on in these college campuses that these kids are so easily swayed by professors in taking them, down these roads because, let's face it, there's a reason why these kids are coming out brainwashed. And it could be that maybe they're, diving into the wacky tobacco, as they say, and exploring, oh, my mind has been so open by Professor, blow my toe off. Oh, he's so great. And, he really just, that philosophy of basket weaving is just such an amazing class. I can't wait to get out to the world and show them what I've learned. Idiots. So I think that's probably, it's just a theory. I don't know if it's true.
What is the theory?
You didn't listen to a damn thing.
No, I did. But so just summarize the theory that they're doing too many drugs?
Is that the, well, I figure drugs are probably involved, because it's got to open your mind, man. You got to get down with the cause. And these professors take advantage of that.
But that's the reason that they support Hamas more than they support this country?
Of course. Because look how oppressed they are. Because they got to use the key words. Oppressed. Look at the Jews. They run everything, and they'll point it out. They'll point it out in Hollywood. They'll point it out here. They'll point it out there. Look at how they use violence to take over. And of course they pitch the oppressed. Because that's the big thing. You want to stand up for the oppressed. I mean, that's not a bad thing, right? We're taught you want to help the people that are being pushed down, the people that are being bullied. So they set them up as, the Hamas, the Palestinians, they're being bullied by the big bullies, Israel. They're oppressed. That's why they come to those conclusions, because that's all they're told. That's all they're shown. And that's how they go about lying to them. They're very easily influenced, obviously.
There's some breaking news tonight. I don't know if you saw this, Delgado, but there's a 21-year-old UMass Amherst student who was also a congressional intern, Eric Tarpinian Jackman. He was murdered tonight in Northwest D.C. shooting. Police do not believe he was the intended target. 21-year-old congressional intern gunned down tonight in D.C., and police believe he was not the intended target. So wrong place, wrong time. But just obviously the crime is the point. Just a horrific story here breaking out of D.C. tonight.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was an intern for Representative Ron Estes out of Kansas.
Wow.
Ugh. God, that is just awful.
Yep. Dangerous place down there.
Mike Lee tonight, absolutely heartbreaking. The interns on Capitol Hill are some of the most incredible young people you could ever hope to meet, and they are invaluable in all of our offices. Please join me in praying for this young man's family and the Estes office tonight. Ugh. God, that's horrible. Speaking also of D.C., it's hard to kind of move past that, but this vote, you put this live shot up, Aaron. This vote has been open for the better part now of, I think, about 8 hours. And we finally have a full 220 to 212 vote on H.R. 566, which was this amendment procedural motion to be able to actually debate H.R. 1 now on the floor to get to an actual final vote. But this is actually a live shot right now of the House of Representatives, and I don't know if the Republicans feel like they have the votes yet to do this tonight. There was some talk that this was going to be a very late night for them. If they thought they had the votes, they would try to push this through tonight, get through the debate, and actually get to a vote. I mean, here we sit at 11 minutes past 9 o'clock. I mean, I see a couple people sitting there and some people mulling around.
And it does say at the bottom there, time remaining 0. So
well, it's been 0 for 6.5 hours.
Has it? They ran out of time.
This was supposed to be a 5-minute vote. When the guy gavels it in, it's a 5-minute vote. Gavel. 8 hours later, it's still open. 220 to 212.
What did Cory Booker show
on
up?
The motion, at least. Now, not to get into the minutia of all this, but there's people who will vote for the motion but not vote for the bill. I also actually saw one person who said, I'm going to vote for the bill. I'm going to vote for the bill, but I'm not going to vote for the motion, which I really don't understand that. But she said something like Mike Johnson screwed something up, so she's not going to vote for the motion, but she'll vote for the bill. So I don't know whether the Republicans think they have the votes for this tonight. I know they still have some, they've got Chip Roy, you've got Massey, you have others who say, as it lies right now, I'm a no. Warren Davidson was a no. But now I believe Warren Davidson tonight has now said that he will be a yes. So there's movement in a lot of these votes. So we'll keep this up. This has been live literally. This is what I was live with all day today. It's still live tonight. This motion now on the procedural thing is now obviously done. And of course, 220 to 212, if this is what the real vote would be, obviously you'd have a passage of the bill and sent to President Trump's desk. So I'm assuming there's a lot of backroom dealing going on right now to make sure they have the votes before they bring it to the floor.
You don't say.
And we'll keep an eye on it. I don't know if this is going to happen tonight or not, but we'll keep an eye on it. So, all right, live from Studio 6B, more to do. We're back right after this.
Chat live in the chat.
Damon, where's your moron counter? Yes, I did have that today. That was fun as that kept coming up. For those of you who watched, you'll get it. If you know, you know. Thank you for everybody who joined me. It was about 7,000 of you at one point joined me this morning.
Yeah, you only need, up to number 3 here for the moron counter?
Huh?
Only
For
need 3.
here?
Yeah, you only need 3.
I just need more on side of the desk. That graphic would work.
I have to announce, I was going to do What Even Is That tomorrow night. I was talking to Erin about it, and then she's like, we're not doing it because we're not going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang. So it'll be Monday. I don't. You know what it is?
Thank you,
No.
Erin.
Paul chimed in.
Thank you, Erin.
Paul
Thank
chimed
you.
in.
Bro.
She did.
Bro.
She called me brah.
Bruh.
And I'm like, shh.
What was the number? I don't know. I think I stopped Michael at the number was like 42 or 43, and then I just went to a generic.
Thanks, Charm Money.
Morons who
diming me out.
who hate America or something, and left that up for the last 60 of them. Damon, are you going to be on tomorrow or Friday?
Well, Ratchet says
I will be on. It's for sure on socials with everything going on at some point. Yeah.
Did we lose the mics?
No.
Everything's just
Maybe you lost your ears.
Oh, there it goes. I'm back. Ratchet
Great.
in the Rumble chat says, so you guys aren't on tomorrow night? Are we on tomorrow night?
I don't know. We'll get back. We'll get back to you.
Okay. Skeetmans. Lots
Unless
of licking
Damien
and
is
sucking.
speaking, it's first of all, it's not Damien. There's no I in my name. T.Y. Lions. Unless Damien is speaking, it's not important. Has anyone else noticed that? Oh, well, I hope so. I hope everybody's noticed it. I hope everybody's noticed it by now, after 10 years.
What were you saying?
323 Rich in the Rumble chat
That's a good
says
one, right?
lots of licking and stuff going on in the cloakroom. Probably. Yeah, they're kissing everybody's butt to get money. Bahookies.
Bahookie is the official term, yes.
No, we got beaver nuggets. We got 3 bags of beaver nuggets tonight. They're just in the other room. Slick, grab us some beaver nuggets. Oh, you know what?
What am I? Well, it sound like the blues. 17 past the hour. We talked to you about our friends at the Wellness Company, which I'm prepared to do right now. A new administration in Washington, D.C. has brought a lot of positive changes when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system. The reality is, however, that there's only so much the government can do, and that if we really want to make America healthy again, it's going to start at home with each and every one of us. And that's, of course, where the Wellness Company comes in. You know the Wellness Company. You see their doctors on here all the time, right here on Real America's Voice, and you know that their products are the gold standard for keeping you and your family safe and healthy. The Wellness Company gives you the opportunity to make sure you are prepared for whatever happens with their series of prescription medical kits. Kits that contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks to assist in the proper use of all medications. Additionally, the Wellness Company offers a variety of products from parasite cleanses to methylene blue to weight loss and so much more that can help you stay healthy and live a longer and more satisfying life. Make America healthy again starts at home. Do your part, protect the health of you and your family. Go right now, twc.health/voice. twc.health/voice. Today in order, that's TWC for the Wellness Company. .health/voice. Use promo code VOICE to save an additional 10%. You see it right there on your screen. www.twc.health/voice. Use promo code VOICE to save an additional 10%. Well, you know, we're just days away from what's been dubbed the Rio Reset, the greatest threat to the U.S. dollar's global dominance in over 80 years. On July 6th, which would be Sunday, BRICS nations Russia, China, India, Iran, and many more are expected to unveil their plans to circumvent the U.S. dollar, thus cratering its value. They've already been laying the groundwork as their central banks have been methodically divesting from the U.S. dollar and U.S. bonds in favor of gold. How can you protect your IRA or 401k from the fallout from landmark shift like this? Well, you can diversify with gold From the Birch Gold Group, historically, gold has been a safe haven in times of high uncertainty, which, of course, is right now. Get a free information kit on tax-sheltered gold IRAs by texting the word America and sending it to 989898. That's the number to send it to, the word America, and text it to 989898. July 6th marks a monumental shift happening among nations that control 1/3 of the world's GDP. Arm yourself with information to diversify your retirement savings. Text America to the number 989898 and claim your free information kit from our friends over at Birch Gold. Thanks, Slick. 19 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use. Slick's got sports. What's going on?
Well, I got a little breaking news there in the YouTube chat, Big D. We got a super chat from Yahoo Yabu, $20, and he says, YouTube has my new Harry on the Highway song. So we haven't heard that yet.
Wow.
Thank you, Yahoo Yabu. And, well, very generous tonight, the YouTube chat. So you might want to check that out, Big D, see if we can fire that up. And we got Diamondbacks ban loyal season ticket holder after repeated interference incidents. Fans will have opportunity to return in 2026, the team said, Ryan Morick of Fox News. The Arizona Diamondbacks have finally had enough with one of their most loyal fans. Dave McCaskill is a season ticket holder for his beloved Diamondbacks and owns an Advantage membership account, which grants him access to specific events, early postseason ticket access, and discounts throughout the ballpark, but he can't stick his hand over the fence. However, after being involved in yet another fan interference dilemma, the Diamondbacks banned him for the remainder of the year and terminated his membership account. This particular fan has been involved in multiple offenses at Chase Field. The team said in a statement, this fan will have the opportunity to return to Chase Field in 2026, so long as he meets certain terms and abides by our fan of code conduct. So we'll see what happens with that. McCaskill reached for a ball that was off the bat of San Francisco Giants third baseman Christian Koss. The ball just missed the outstretched glove of left fielder Tim Tower. Center fielder Alec Thomas appeared to exchange words with McCaskill, who tossed the ball to Thomas. Thomas then tossed it back up. Koss was finally ruled out, but after review, he was awarded a double, and McCaskill was booted from the ballpark. Am I missing something?
No.
Okay. Hey,
not at all. Has nothing to do with you.
The guy got the boot.
I'll get to it in a second.
Okay, guy got the boot. So, and one more quick story, if I may. Caitlin Clark says WNBA is sick over Fever's Commissioner's Cup title. Clark missed the Commissioner's Cup final with a groin injury. Ryan Morick of Fox News. This Caitlin Clark thing is really a story all in itself here. Caitlin Clark has finally snapped back at her opponents. Since making her WNBA debut last year, Clark has been the victim of hard fouls on the court and cultural wars off of it. The cries from fans saying Clark's opponents are jealous of her have been loud and clear, and they were recently amplified when players ranked her the ninth. Ready for this one? When players ranked her the ninth best All-Star guard in the WNBA. Is it NBA or WNBA? That's
WNBA.
sick. Well, it appears Clark is hitting good. The Indiana Fever won the WNBA's Commissioner Cup, an in-season tournament, with their 74-59 win over the Minnesota Lynx on Tuesday night, last night. And the team celebrated in the locker room with some champagne and vodka seltzers. Fever forward Aaliyah Boston took to Instagram Live to give a behind-the-scenes look at the celebration when Clark, who did not play due to a groin injury, took a shot. Guys, I just know everybody in the league is sick, Clark is heard saying from out of the shot. The teammates replied with laughter, with Boston adding they are PO'd. While celebrating, Clark also voiced an opinion on the tournament and the $500,000 prize for the winning team. You get more money for this than you do if you are in the WNBA Finals champion. It makes no sense, someone tell WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert to help us out, she said in another video. It's reported that WNBA champions win an extra $20,000, but the in-season tournament winnings come out to around $30,000 per players. Makes no sense, right? Yep. Clark was the best overall pick was the first overall pick last year to become the NCAA's all-time leading scorer in both men's and women's division run. That's right. She passed Pistol Pete last year. Her games in both college and the pros have been among some of the most watched of all time. Her return from a calf injury on June 14th garnered 2.2 million views, the most watched WNBA game ever on ABC. The game peaked at 2.8 million views at 76%. Not bad for the ninth best WNBA guard in the All-Star game. Pretty good there. And, you know, one of her nemesis is the Aja Wilson, who also took once said that Clark's race was a huge thing when it came to her popularity. Well, that's for sure, it really is. But Aja Wilson, I think, has made it a race situation as well. So that's a wrap in sports. Big D, Caitlin Clark.
All right, Slick, very good. 24 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. So what Aaron was screaming, laughing on is I went and looked up, what'd you say, his new Harry on the Highway song?
Yeah,
Yahoo, right?
Yahoo, yeah.
Well, I pulled it up, I found it, and that's the first picture I saw.
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Wow.
I didn't even play it. I just snapped through a couple of the pictures. Well, that's a real one.
Oh.
Slick, this one I have a little concern about.
Oh, my God.
Whatever you paid for your hair this week,
wow,
you didn't get your money's worth.
I look like Groucho Marx.
Are we all Harry?
Delgado, you look a little. You've aged just a little bit here. And I don't know what's happened to me.
Are we all supposed to be a version of Harry?
And Harry wishes he looked like this.
Yeah. I think Harry made that one.
Now, I do like this one. Aaron, you're fired here, obviously.
Oh.
That's
Harry
clearly AI.
back.
Harry has never sat in that seat.
And he's never looked that competent.
Yeah.
That's true, too.
I do like that one.
There he is.
There's Harry there.
Trying to pick up the guy's wife.
Hey, you still seeing that guy?
No, now we're at the warehouse.
Oh, look, he's serving.
Yeah, Harry's serving drinks.
Yeah, that'll be a cold day in hell when Harry's giving out drinks to anybody. Come on.
How about this one?
Oh, yeah, sure. Harry bought. Yeah, he had Big D's credit card.
All right, here we go. Let's listen to a little bit on the way out and see what we got here. Harry on the highway. Oh, there we go. All right, we're back right after this, live from Studio 6B. Take us out, Harry.
65 love affairs.
Sounds like the Pointer Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
Harry's here and he's spinning tracks. No chemtrails or tinfoil hats.
Hey, he's dancing.
No wild hype or big display. He's part of the crew in his own sure way. Harry on the highway.
In his unsure way.
He rides with the prayers from folks who care. Harry
Sounds like 65 love affairs.
going my way. He's like the big lovable teddy bear.
You know what
Rip
this
him
sounds like?
hard, he just grins wide.
if I hit-
Quiet strength, he won't let hide. Beat the odds and walk back tall. Now he's the softest heart of all. One good man, just doing his part. Highway rolling, straight from the heart.
Still seeing that dishwasher?
On the highway.
Yeah. Harry had a thought. So,
Oh, look. Fresh cake.
hey, you're in luck.
Fresh cakes.
That's racist. Harry!
On the highway. On the highway.
Oh, man. There you go.
Really fun.
Yeah, Boo, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, that definitely sounds like a 70s sitcom opener.
Yeah, 80s
You're
sitcom,
right.
like, everybody comes walking in all happy.
Yeah, it's like WKOP in Cincinnati or Mary Tyler Moore. Yeah, it could be one of those right there.
Could have seen it like Harry on the Highway comes on after a brand new Full House.
Oh, God, that was funny.
That is. Oh,
Oh,
there you
I
go.
love that. That's great.
Yes.
That's it.
No
Yahoo,
shirt, but he'll
Yahoo
have
is
his
gonna-
own.
He's going to want the licensing
There you
rights.
go. So that's what we'll do.
Now it's
What
in my
did he
head.
say? In his unsure self? He's part of the crew in his unsure
Yes,
self.
with his unsure self.
Is that what it said?
That's one of the lines.
Unsure self.
That's all I heard throughout sports is her cackling all the way in
Erin's
there.
having a field day. She's having a field day. Harry on the highway. That was funny.
Let's not tell him. Let's just play it a week from Friday.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, he might be watching. You never know. He's a student of the game. Come on. He's always listening.
All right. What are we doing here? Delgado, you got some news?
Yeah, I got
Long segment. Oh, we got Joe. Oh, Joe in Las Vegas. Oh no, he's still up there, Joe. When you give that kind of money, you're going to stay up there for a while.
Oh, the House is coming back. Jake Sherman just said from Punchbowl News. 9:30 vote expected.
Oh, wow.
If they pass the rule, I estimate roughly 3.5 hours if Jeffrey speaks for an hour.
That's going to be...
Wait, so there's another rule vote first, then the vote? 3.5 hours? 9:30 vote expected. I guess that's the vote on another rule.
So they're still voting for rules?
Yeah, these procedural nonsense things.
Is this considered the votorama crap?
No, that's already done.
That's already done, right?
It's almost Independence Day, and all of America will be celebrating. But here in Real America's Voice, we want to celebrate you. Every day from June 30th through July 4th, we're giving away a handcrafted, hand-painted hardwood flag to one lucky RAV viewer. These beautiful flags come from YourAmericanFlagStore.com, where 10% of every purchase goes to Your American Flag Foundation. Scan the QR code to opt in for your chance to win and receive future RAV promotions from our hearts for your home. Use code RAV for free shipping.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour. Let's go live to the House floor. They are back in session, and I think that the Democrats are trying to pull some more procedural nonsense.
We know for certain that this, in fact, is a new precedent that has been broken by Republicans. This is the longest.
Just what I thought.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
To the gentleman from Colorado, as was stated again several hours ago, the rule provides for a minimum time for voting. Not a maximum time for voting, so that minimum time obviously is part of that rule. So besides that, the chair doesn't have any other information that he could share with the gentleman from Colorado that would be useful in this discussion.
This guy's been good all day long.
I conclude by saying, Mr. Speaker, is it permissible under the rules for this vote to be held open for 24 hours, 48 hours, 3 months? How long, in the Speaker's judgment, is it permissible to hold the vote?
Gentleman is posing hypotheticals, and chair is prepared to move on the vote that we're currently in, and so, therefore, the conversation ends.
I thank the Speaker.
The Speaker's been really good. He's been good all day. He's been dealing with their nonsense all day long.
Have all members.
Right guy there.
What happened? They killed it? Okay, they killed the audio. So, all right. If we get the audio feedback from the House, we'll go back. But it does look like that we're going to get some action tonight.
On this vote, the yeas are 220. The nays are 212. The amendment is adopted. The question is on adoption of the resolution as amended. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
Well, Mr. Speaker,
gentleman from Massachusetts.
I will have to insist on asking for the yeas and nays.
Yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. Sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. The chair will remind everyone in the House, this is a 5-minute vote.
I told you.
This guy's good,
This guy is great.
He's very good. I like him.
He has been great. He has been almost kind of shoving it in their face in the most respectful, nice way before.
Exactly.
The one actually really cute moment that did happen was the last time he did the yeas and nays. There was like 2 people who said yay, and there was like 100 that said no. And he's like, in my estimation, the yeas have it.
Yeah.
And the guy who you just saw there said, I want to request the yeas, whatever he said, request the yeses and nos. And I'd also like to request you get some hearing aids. Which is actually pretty funny, but that's the way it works. When you're in power, you know that the yeas are always going to have it on your side, according to the chair, which he has the right to determine. So, all right, so here we go. Another vote now, which I guess, man, Jake Sherman nailed it right at about 9:33. on agreeing to the resolution as amended. This is H.R. 566, and I believe after this, we will get to the actual debate on the floor, which that's what will be really heated. Well, not heated, but this is where you'll get all the political theater of the Democrats, and Hakeem Jeffries, as they're saying, might speak for about an hour, which I think is his limit. I think he's limited to an hour. And if that's, and I may even believe that that's if no one else on their side talks, if he takes the whole hour, because I think it's split time, and you can divvy it up to your members, however you want, a minute each for 60 people or whatever it is. He may take the whole hour himself to, vomit out nonsense and lies and BS. And I'm sure the Republicans, I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll see. I may actually stream this when I get back to the home studio. So if you want to join me to watch this, maybe we'll watch it later. And then maybe a vote 3.5 hours from now, which would put us about 1 a.m.
That's about right. That's
on
about
the
right.
passage of H.R. 1, which is the real passage.
Right.
And that's what we'll be looking for. So it could be a long night. So we'll see. 35 past the hour here. We've only got 25 minutes, a couple segments left here for the week. We're off tomorrow and Friday.
Is that confirmed?
That is confirmed. Okay. We will see you again on Monday. I will see you, obviously, on socials as things happen throughout the rest of this week and weekend.
Damon, point of order.
Point of order, yes. The gentleman from Mars is recognized.
Just wondering, are we here tomorrow?
Your point of order will not be listened to. Thank you very much. The gentleman from the Chamber of Commerce is recognized. No, did we do sports?
I think he needs a new set of hearing aids.
Yeah, well, actually, the gentleman from Mars is re-recognized to do the news.
Right.
No, thank you.
Please go ahead. Before I suspend the rules and suspend you.
Well, Damon, thank you for granting me this time. I'll try and do it in under 5 minutes.
Please, how about 5 seconds?
Well,
be better.
As I announced, probably the most important story of the day, Damon, has to be what happened on the evening of July 2nd, 1947. As several witnesses, what happened to my microphone? Or is it my earpiece is dead? Oh, my ear. I thought she shut me off because you didn't want it.
Like I said, the gentleman from Mars needs new hearing aids.
I mean, it's a good idea.
Your ride is here.
Oh, my God. Who's the sponsor? Is that Jiffy Pop on his head?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Pop.
Couple things tying in here. Again, this evening marks the anniversary of the July 2nd crash in 1947 of the Roswell incident. Roswell, New Mexico, observing a disc-shaped object moving swiftly in a northwesterly direction in the sky. The following morning, Mac Brezel, the owner of the ranch located near the tiny Corona, New Mexico town, rode out on horseback to move some sheep, and accompanying him was one of the neighbors, and they saw various sizes of chunks of metallic material running across the hilltop.
Oh.
And it's, of course, it is this that led to what everybody considers the Roswell UFO incident. Again, celebrating from 1947, July the 2nd, pretty much tonight. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting. As a matter of fact, President Trump actually admitted, Damon, that UFOs exist. Here he is in cut number 12 doing just that fact. Again, check this out. Here's President Trump admitting UFOs exist, cut 12.
And they were in the Oval Office, 3 or 4 pilots. These are not people that make up stories. These are. They said, all I know, sir, is there was a round object that was going 4 times faster than my F-22, which is a very fast plane. And it wasn't, it shouldn't have been. It was round, sir. They have seen, 4 or 5 guys I've interviewed, solid people, great pilots for the U.S. Air Force, etc. They've seen things that they cannot explain.
Yes, and again,
yeah, that's a far cry from announcing that aliens exist by saying that. We agree. We see it in the studio every night. We can't explain it.
He pretty much explains it. Well, what's going on in Roswell, Damon, New Mexico, as they celebrate the 78th anniversary, is they're doing the Roswell UFO Festival. where you can go. They have it every single year, according to Barbara Gomez, the organizers. The festival will kick off with a drone show tomorrow night. They'll also have a Walk of Fame ceremony honoring Glenn Davis. Davis is a mortician involved in dealing with the dead bodies from the 1947 UFO. And, you'll also have Travis Walton will be on hand as well.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I'm serious. Travis Walton will be there.
Okay.
He was abducted, you might remember, from the movie Fire in the Sky. He was there.
You may be fired in the sky right now.
It's going to be a great
Sky
festival,
News.
a lot of celebration in Roswell, New Mexico. As a matter of fact, you can laugh if you want. NBC News, former Israeli space security chief says
it's gotta
nothing
be
but
real.
con artists.
Extraterrestrials exist.
Good reference, Delgado.
Yeah, NBC.
What?
NBC News.
Yeah.
Former
Nothing
Israeli
but
space
cosmonauts.
security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it. A galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we will understand what space and spaceships are. To back that up, this is the most recent thing I saw. I don't know if you saw this. Cut number 8.
I'll bet I probably didn't.
Yeah.
Cut number 8. This is an amazing video. And it's by real people. And you get to check it out for yourself.
I need my moonbeam glasses. Hold on.
This is cut number 8. Check this out.
It's a UFO for real, y'all.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Okay. Sure.
Y'all, that's crazy.
Wait.
Yeah.
It's a UFO for real, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, sounds and looks real.
I promise y'all. Look, we got all these people. There ain't no damn street light. My uncle talking about that street light. That ain't no street light, bro. That's a UFO.
Yeah, that's a UFO.
My God.
Home video. People using their phones are able to catch that video. I'm not exactly sure where they were located, but according to the former Israeli space security chief, he's of course raising eyebrows, saying that the unidentified flying objects have asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity is not ready for them, said the former Israeli Defense Ministry Space Directorate. He told Israelis newspaper that the interview in Hebrew is going to run also this Friday, so you can check that out.
Was that the Crockett family barbecue?
I don't know whose barbecue it was. It was pretty cool though that they were able to capture that with your phone camera, because a lot of times I've taken pictures of stuff in the sky and you don't really get good pictures. She got a very good picture.
Oh yeah, bird's eye view.
Almost like maybe it was like done on Final Cut Pro or something.
According to this, there is an agreement between the U.S. government and the aliens. They signed a contract with us to do experiments here. Eshed said that President Donald Trump is aware of the existence of the extraterrestrials, and they are on the verge of revealing information, but was asked not to in order to prevent mass hysteria. So there you have it. Again, it's you're getting this news from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's surprising that you're seeing that video, you're seeing these stories come out. Roswell is celebrating the 78th anniversary tonight of the incident.
Yeah.
It's just kind of all coming together, right?
Shedding a light on this. Yes, very good.
Delgado, your ride is here.
That was no light post.
You got an electric car now, huh?
Here's
Nice.
I was waiting to see.
What?
Waiting to see.
Man.
And here it is from Facebook from our friend KK. Damon laughing and making fun of Delgado is very disrespectful.
Yeah.
It looks bad for you.
It's not a good look.
By the way, if you do go to the UFO festival, entry is free.
Nano.
AT from Delgado.
Oh, my God.
I promise you.
So funny.
That's a UFO.
That is the greatest UFO video I've ever found.
That is a great one.
It's not a street light. Play it again. Look at it. So people in the chat can chime in.
It's a UFO for real, y'all.
It's for real, y'all.
Donnie, that's the Crockett family. That's Jasmine. What a Crockett family barbecue.
Yeah, that could be a Crockett family barbecue.
It's a UFO for real, y'all.
Oh, Delgado, you have more support on Facebook. You have Eileen, Kenny. It's okay, Delgado. Keep on sharing. Not everyone are clowns like the two beside you.
Ah, talk to him.
Now I'm a clown.
Oh. Too funny. I don't know what's funnier, this or these comments.
There ain't no damn street light.
Oh,
what you talking about, Willis?
That's almost as good as. I ain't got time for that.
I want to thank in the YouTube chat Tim Holzer for a $5 YouTube super chat. 6B road trip to Wyoming to do the show from Patriot headquarters.
I'd love to go there.
99% Trump supporters here. Yeah, I believe
Where,
that.
Wyoming?
Yeah, Wyoming's great. Yeah. That's where the West has won.
You know, you can see a lot of UFOs out there.
Yeah, and Les Durham gave us $5 too. Les, thank you. I
Clear skies.
lost your chat, but I appreciate it. I did see you
Very
gave us
clear.
$5. Thank you.
Very clear.
Good night. Good night.
Not a lot of light.
I wouldn't even need to book you a hotel if we went out there, Delgado. You just sleep in the farm, in the field.
Yeah,
Look
those
under
fields
the
they have like the logos burned into them and all. You sleep right in there. It'd be great.
Get my big belt buckle.
Yeah, I could see you.
We still in the chat?
We are.
Okay. I'm a shit kicker.
Wow, this Yankee game. You see the score of the Yankee game? Holy crap.
Oh, Lord, on YouTube said, everybody make sure you tune in tomorrow night. It's going to be the best show ever.
It will be.
It's going to be a blast.
2 hours of Delgado UFO validation.
It's a UFO special tomorrow night.
Oh, my goodness.
That is...
Red Dog 65. Only aliens I ever saw was them illegal aliens, and lots of them.
I am illegal alien.
Oh, God, that was funny. Delgado can sleep in a crop circle.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Crop circle. Thank you. That's what I was saying. That was a good one. How about the Jiffy Pop? They love the Jiffy Pop. I love Jiffy Pop.
Oh, you mean the
chat when I made the comment of the guy who got Jiffy Pop on his head.
The first little video that Aaron played.
They were going real ball popcorn.
Well, I'm sorry to say it's the last segment of the week. It's very depressing. 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, and across the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio. Glad you're all in. Like I said, last segment of the week. We'll be back on Monday night, but we do hope you have a great Independence Day, great weekend, and tomorrow make sure you tune in for what's going to be great. The president's speech from the great state of Iowa. Harry on the Highway, Real America's Voice will take you wall to wall starting at 3 p.m. So, man, you're going to have a couple hours of 3-4 hours of setup. And listen, there's a lot to talk about, right? First 6 months of the Trump administration. You might have a big, beautiful bill that's passed tonight out of the House that's sent to the president's desk, which I think he would absolutely, what a good 4th of July part of the speech that would be in feeding right into this new era of American greatness. At least the president sees it that way.
Yep.
So he could talk about that. But
and I mean, there are a lot of really good things that the president wanted in there.
Yep.
But it's unfortunately the horse trading that you have to, just to get something good, you got to agree to all this other crap.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we all take it, take it in the end, which is unfortunate.
So true.
All right, let's do a little more sports news before we wrap it up for the week. Let's start with sports. Sports is brought to you by our friend Mike Lindell, LFS6B. That's the promo code to use if you want to shop at MyPillow. all the great stuff that Mike has. Our code, LFSXP, will give you great savings at checkout. Slickster, what else is going on in sports?
In addition to the rodeo going on down at D.C. tonight, Big D, we got the St. Paul Rodeo, and that's in St. Paul, Oregon, St. Paul Rodeo Arena. Let's get to that over the weekend. Bareback riding leader right now, Tanner Oss, 85.5 points on Sankey Pro Rodeos and Phenom Genetics Mustard. Steer Wrestling, second round goes to Kyle Irwin, 4.1 seconds. Team Roping, Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe checking in at 3.8 seconds. Saddle Bronc, Lefty Holman, 86 points on Sankey Pro Rodeo and Phenom Genetics. P.T. Barnum. Oh, sounds like Kathy Griffin's group there. And we got Barrel Racing, Haley Garrison, 17.4 tenths. Nice time right there for that young lady. Bull Riding, Luke Mackey, 82.5 points on Sankey Pro Rodeo and Phenom Genetics. Ready team. So good rodeo there. I'll have a full recap, obviously, when we come back on Monday. Want to get to the baseball scores if I can. Let me find them first. Here we go. Major League Baseball. Wild game right now. Yankees and Blue Jays. 9-9. It's all tied up. Real pitchers duel there in the top of the eighth up in Toronto. They've come back. The Reds now pounding the Red Sox 8-4 up in Fenway. Boy, the Green Monsters not getting in the Reds' way. They're hitting homers tonight, middle of the ninth. Bottom eighth, we got the Mets over the Brewers 6-3. That's game 2. Brewers took game 1. Braves over the Angels 8-2, top of the eighth. Bottom 5, Cubs over the Guardians 5-3. Rangers 6-0 over the Orioles, bottom 6. Bottom 4, Astros and Rockies tied at 2. And we got no score, just underway, Royals and Mariners. I gave you the final scores earlier. And one more thing I want to close out, being it is 4th of July, or Independence Day, as Big D was referring to earlier. I got a Yankee Doodle dandy of my own. You're going to see what I'll do right there. Gratitude. The New York Yankees approved a $2.5 million build of a statue for legend Mariano Rivera right outside Yankee Stadium in recognition of his tremendous contributions during his time with the Yankees. That was released earlier today from Yankee memorabilia. So good stuff there. Well-deserved. The greatest relief pitcher in the game all time.
All time.
Hands down. So Mariano Rivera gets his statue. The picture I have is so. We'll show you to you when it's done. That better be a big statue for $2.5 million. That's a wrap in sports, Big D. Happy 4th to all of our friends, and more importantly, happy Independence Day.
All right, Slick, very good. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell. Let's wrap it up with some news. We do have a live shot of the House floor. We're at 187 to 203. The yeas are 187. Nays right now are 203. Obviously, the nays are going to be 212 because that's the number that the Democrats have. In the yeas, we expect to be 220 if all the Republicans are within the area so they can get in there and vote. You would think at this point, since the last vote took 8 hours to finally get to 220, you would think they would be close. So this one, I would hope, shouldn't take that long to get to 220 as long as they're all in the building or semi-close to the building. They can leave their dinner party to get back there and vote or whatever. We should have a 220 to 212 here, and then let the fireworks begin on the floor, and we'll see what they do with their hour each, I believe they have. Maybe an hour and a half. I don't know exactly. We'll see.
Could be an all-nighter.
But it should be about 12 midnight, 1 a.m. vote if it gets to that tonight, and we'll see how it all goes down. So, all right, let's do a little more news before we wrap it up for the week. And again, we'll be off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Back with you on Monday. Delgado's got the news. What's going on?
All right, David. Well, I know this is a story you're very interested in, so I might as well get to it. I've been hiding it all day. But P. Diddy has been denied bail after being found guilty of prostitution and will remain behind bars at least until sentencing. That is coming from the Judge Aaron Subramanian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me jump back in. I didn't realize this. There's 4 nays for the Republicans. It will not be 220.
Oh.
I didn't even notice that until Raj just texted me. Nays are 4 this time around. So 189 and 4. So the nays are actually going to be 216. So that
might be a tie.
Is that a tie?
Yeah, that's a tie.
Oh. Okay, well, so we'll have to keep an eye here on what happens.
Yeah, John Lavoie in the YouTube chat, said that 4 Republicans just voted with the Democrats. I don't know. I can't validate that.
Yeah, well, it's right in front of us.
What's going on? Yeah, okay.
Nays are 4.
He just said that. I just picked up on that a minute ago.
So besides Well, we'll have to look. Let me while you're doing news, let me see if I can find a live update on what's going on. So,
all right. As I was saying, P. Diddy has been found not guilty on 3 of the charges and guilty on just 2, which is amazing when you think about what he's been charged with, and it's all kind of related. You can't do prostitution and traffic prostitution without being guilty of some of the other charges, but it just speaks to the colossal failure of the prosecution led by one Miss Comey. Yes, the name sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Oh, wow.
Believe it or not, as P. Diddy is, like I said, he's been found not guilty on 3 of the charges. And the one that held the most time in prison, the RICO charge, he's walked on it. Here's CNN reporting at the end No. Here's cut number 3. Sorry about that. MSNBC, when the verdict was reached in the Diddy trial. Cut 3. Check this out.
The first verdict on count 1, racketeering conspiracy. How do you find the defendant not guilty? And so now they'll move on to count 2. Count 2, how do you find the defendant not guilty? That is the sex trafficking of Cassandra Ventura. On count 3, which is Mann Act transportation involving Cassie Ventura, guilty. Count 4, sex trafficking of Jane, not guilty.
All right, Aaron,
count 5,
so we know what the counts
Mann
were
Act
here.
transportation of Jane.
He was denied bail tonight, which actually people are surprised about. But I just want to get, because we only have a minute left.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania was a no on the rule, along with Andrew Clyde of Georgia was a no. I'm assuming Massey was a no. That's 3. I don't know yet who the 4th one was, but the math obviously does not work now with 4 no's. That means this bill will fail this vote, which means this night, unless they can flip someone, if these votes hold, this will fail at 216-216. There is no tiebreaker like you have J.D. Vance in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So now the goal for the Republicans will be to see who they can flip, if they can flip one. But as of right now, Andrew Clyde, Brian Fitzpatrick, who I don't know as much about, Pennsylvania, he was a big surprise. Obviously, Massey was a no, and I don't know who the 4th one is. But that's where we stand. So I will be live in about a half an hour when I get back to the studio, and we'll see where we're at with this. Wow. May not be a long night after all. But we're done for the week.
Happy
we want to thank everybody, obviously all emergency personnel, everybody on the show, Aaron Fran. Most of all, thank you to Live from Studio 6B audience. Have a great Independence Day. Enjoy the president's speech tomorrow from Iowa. Have a great weekend. We will see you again right here on Network Monday night, 8 p.m. Live from Studio 6B.